Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Tri-County Accountability. Tonight we're at the Rod Grand in Yarmouth here at the Convention Center, where the Chamber of Commerce is going to be holding a meet and greet with all the candidates for town council as well as the mayoral candidates. So we're going to go in here and we're going to see who's here and what we can speak to. I guess Eastlink is doing a little questionnaire of the candidates as well. So we'll see how that goes. This meeting goes from 7 to 9. Oh. We got in the main door. Thank you very much, ma'am. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm here. It's about 7:20 now, so things have went underway, and we're just gonna go in here and check out the event. Bike wipes. Interesting. A nice breakfast menu because they have a nice restaurant here. And it's quite good food. And it was a quite chilly night tonight. I put on my Carhartt jacket for this. Alright. I wonder if Eastlink has done their thing yet or not. It looks like they have some refreshments here tonight. Let's go in.
Yeah. Hector Street's where we play. We have to go around.
Good. So they have a nice little sign that says no videotaping without prior consent. But thankfully we called Richard ahead of time and we got permission. So there's Mr. David Solos right there. Perfect to see him. Good to see him that he's at this event. And here we are. There's Pam Mood over there. So yeah, I saw Miss G. Brar as well. She was talking to a few constituents over there. So that's good to see. A lot of community activity and interaction tonight. So I'm really glad to see that. And hopefully some of the people and public officials learned about the right to record and the privileges that are offered to us by the Charter of Rights and 2B under our fundamental freedoms and the right to record. So this is great to see. And once we get a moment here, I'd like to speak with a couple of the candidates as well. So there's a few new running people here tonight. So hopefully we can meet them and have a quick conversation with them and see what their campaign promise is and what they're campaigning on this year. So that'll be really good. That'll be really good to see. I want to say hello to Mr. Solos as well because he's a very nice individual and it's good to see him here. So I don't know if Eastlink has spoken yet. Maybe we can ask Mr. Solos because it seems like he's the one that is less occupied right now. I can see Derek Lesser over there. He's the that big guy over there. He's a cool guy. Amber really likes Derek. Amber really likes Derek. She's expressed her opinions about him, and I respect him. I don't know the guy personally, but I've only heard good things about him, so that's good. Good that we see a lot of people here tonight. I don't see Gilles Dare. As of yet, it doesn't mean he's not here. But he would be one of the acting town council members here in the town of Yarmouth. And I don't see Belle Hatfield, as of yet anyways. It doesn't, like I say, it doesn't mean that they're not here. Actually, I think she's right there, now that I mention it. Like I said, there's Pam over there. Like I said, I don't really want to interrupt anybody's meaningful conversations to butt in. Hi.
If you do not have paper,
I do. I actually called Richard at the Chamber of Commerce last week, and
I need paper.
Paper. Well, is Richard here?
I have no idea. There are signs everywhere.
Oh, I understand, but I did get previous permission.
I need paper.
But does Eastlink have a paper that says?
Eastlink is Eastlink.
Yeah, I'm a part of the independent news as well.
They have documentation.
And so do I. So do
Where?
I. The Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
matter. There
I
is-
spoke to the Chamber of Commerce. He said there was going to be no issues with it. I gave him my name. I told him my channel. All those things. So,
No recording in here, that's for sure.
well, I think that it's my right to record, and like I said, I already received prior permission from the
where's
individuals. I'm not 100% sure where he is. I haven't seen him. Thank you. I appreciate it, Candace. Well, they're already upset. See, they try to keep filming away from events like this, which is unfortunate because, like I said, I spoke with the Chamber of Commerce previously to even coming, and received express permission. I told them that I was going to be filming. I was going to be filming for my my channel, and now they're upset about it. So we'll see how this goes. Ah, Richard. Hi, how are you? Good.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah. The filming.
Yeah, we had spoken about that over the phone. That I plan on coming to do some filming and whatnot.
I didn't know about the filming part though. That's
We
why
we had spoken about that.
I could have sworn that was just
expressly.
interviewing.
No, definitely filming. I'd spoken to you about that. That's the whole platform that I run, right?
Right.
And you had asked me. I said I wanted to do a couple interviews, as a video journalist, with some of the candidates, and you said that there wasn't going to be any problem with that. So.
Video. The interviews is not a problem. It's the video that might be a problem, and that's something that was sort of brought into place after as well with Rod Grant. So I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem of you capturing things in interviews as long as there's no sort of in your face.
Well, I haven't even went up to anybody.
Respect it. That's what I mean.
Absolutely,
Like, I mean, if you just
absolutely.
sort of-
And
that's-
I act in journalism with respect and integrity,
all-
right?
that's all
So
that's all that I ask.
I've just. It seems like I've always been approached, and my filming is looked at as negative, but I think my filming is a charter right, and like I tried to be as cordial with you and professional by giving you an early advance notice. I'm sorry, maybe it didn't translate over.
I didn't hear the
but-
video part. That's all.
No, okay, I
just,
can
out of
appreciate
respect
that.
out of other people coming up to me and saying, "Hey, why are we being video recorded?" When we were just we knew about the Eastlink, asking us questions, and that was
Yeah.
the only sort of component of them being interviewed, right? So that's why.
Well, I guess I did say I was going to come interview them. So
Yeah, and that's why I
you know what I'm
kind of
saying?
like,
Yeah. So and I had spoken to a couple of the different candidates, letting them know that I was going to be here tonight, actually videotaping as well.
Yeah.
So I think I gave.
Were they kind of?
They were fine with it. Yeah, they were fine with it. Like I said, I've given all the express notice that I've really needed, as well as speaking with you, like I said last week. So yeah.
We're gonna get me right off of it right now.
No, I know. And I always said that interviewing is fine
100%.
from my perspective, but I know the video aspect is a bit of a.
But I know that if I see my face plastered on any news, I will be suing because I'm not agreeing to it.
That's okay. That's okay. Like there's legal remedies for those sort of things, and individuals that might not be aware of my right to film, especially at a public event like this.
Also, if you are doing an interview, anybody that's on camera needs to sign a disclosure agreement.
So-
Since I just did an interview with the UFO benefit last week, and everyone on camera had to sign for this to be put on a general news feed or public.
Which is their prerogative. It's not required by law. What's required by law is that the person recording has consent, single-party consent in Canada. Nobody in public has a right to privacy, right? I'm not being explicit. I'm not trying to sexualize anybody or anything like that. That would be in violation of the Privacy Act of Canada, which would be a federal code as well as the provincial codes. So I'm in no sort of violation. I'm just here to disseminate information to my viewers about a municipal, federal, and local election. That's all I'm trying to do. So, and I feel like
I would say that as long as you have expressed, consent from the individual that
exactly.
you're recording.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And they
Everything
actually.
followed properly,
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, and I don't think it's fair to assume that I would not follow any of these practices. Like, wouldn't it be of the benefit to me? And see, this person's going to come in front of my camera and say they don't want to be filmed, but they
No,
just.
I'm just wondering if
Yeah,
you're recording.
absolutely.
Because nobody, yeah.
See, someone that comes in front of the camera and says they don't want to be recorded, it doesn't make much sense.
Because
But
I'm walking around and I want to know that someone's basically spying.
nobody's spying. See what I mean? The contention when it comes to local media as well as independent journalism.
That was different.
This is what it all is. This is the tone that people get. Like, somebody doesn't like to be filmed, and I understand that. I know you, Candace. You've known me for a long time, right? I know Candace very well. I'm not here to cause any problems.
Then that is the only reason why.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
if
not.
If there is any problems,
And like
I have to ask
and like
you.
for sure, and like we can talk, but somebody's feelings can't really constitute a problem, right?
I'm just
Right.
doing
So like
what-
if this individual comes up to you and says she has a problem with me filming, you know that I'm not really doing anything to her. I haven't even tried to interact with her. She's come up to me contesting that she doesn't want to be
comment on your
filmed.
film.
Sure.
If I may, I
Sure.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I actually watched the whole thing.
Great.
And I was really interested as to what was going to be said and all that.
Sure.
But I noticed at the beginning of your film, when you were outside, you kind of started with negativity of at a funeral home, kind of who would do this.
Because it seemed to me like it was an odd location for a mayoral candidate to hold an event.
Oh, because there's been wedding receptions and all kinds of different things there.
Okay.
But if you were more informed about the town, you would know that it's quite a popular place.
Okay, perfect.
Also, I did watch the entire video and kept getting interrupted by your negative comments about the mayor. When she would say things that she was doing, you would berate her.
How so?
And-
Can you give me some examples?
Actually, if you like, I brought a piece of paper and I could give you lots of examples.
Sure.
How much time do you have?
I have all night.
So I guess what I'm gonna leave it at is because I really don't even want to. I hate cameras, number one, but I was really looking forward to my time at the loft.
Okay.
And you recording people without them giving permission or
Which we
wanting-
know I don't need.
Which you say. So did you say you're a journalist or a
Yeah.
reporter?
Yeah, I'm a member of the press. Yep.
A member? Do you have a tag?
You don't need a tag in Canada, so we have a charter, right? It's under 2B, freedom of expression.
I have seen
And
the charter
so
of rights, but
it says
I
every
refuse to
person.
leave if you
No,
weren't.
no. So we don't live in like a communist society. So like
You really don't
North
get to teach me
Korea,
about
North Korean things like that are states that issue press passes. Canada doesn't issue press passes. We don't. We just simply don't.
Actually, what I think I'll do.
Organizations
so as
issue press
to
passes.
take my time away from in this enjoyment is I'm going to comment on the video that you
Sure.
made, and I hope you'll leave it there because I kind of wrote down because you weren't really just being informative for the public when you recorded her. You were being very negative and sarcastic when you recorded her. The different things that she said she was doing.
Yep.
And was going to do and had done, you had berated her in every way.
Did
You
I
actually-
interrupt her, or did I interrupt her speaking, or anything like that, or was it small comments that I made to my audience that were opinion based?
What you said when you were recording us is you said that you wanted the public to see what she was going to talk about. But that wasn't the truth. You wanted to record her, to berate her, and put her down.
In what way?
And
In
that
what way?
was very rude.
In what way?
You really want me to?
Yes, I do. Because you're making claims that I berated an individual by stating my opinions to my viewers on my channel that I have expression of.
Oh, but you gave us the wrong impression of what you were there for. You said
No, I
you were
didn't.
yes, you did.
How?
You said you were there to inform the public,
I did.
but you weren't there to inform the
How
public.
didn't I?
You were there to make fun of the mayor when she was actually trying to describe her past, present, and future.
Did I edit any of that out? Did I alter any of that? Did I change any of it? Did I do anything
Are
to
you saying-
dissuade her voice or
Like trying to
what she
defend
said?
what you're allowed and what you're not allowed to do doesn't always make it right just because you're allowed to do something. And my point is that you gave us the impression.
So if you're
that you-
allowed to
excuse
do
me,
something, it doesn't
excuse
make
me.
it right.
You told me that you were there so that the public could be informed on what she was going to be saying. And that's not what you did. You berated her, you put her down, and you made
How
fun
so?
of her.
You said this, and I've asked for opinions.
I'm going to write it because I have literally 4.5 pages.
I'm glad I've lived rent free in your mind for the last day, and I will continue to,
Do you
because
know
clearly
what?
it's an issue for you.
Don't flatter yourself. What I have been thinking of is the mayor and how you were so rude and misrepresented what you were doing.
Okay, yeah.
That's what has
Well,
bothered
that's
me.
your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion.
All you got to do is watch the video, even though I don't want people to.
You're
give
the
you
first.
that
You're the
credit.
first negative comment that I've had on the video.
Oh, there's no negative comments on your to the people that follow you, to the people that like what you do.
So 4% of the viewers on that video are my subscribers. I have analytics.
People pay you. Does that what subscriber means?
No, subscribers are people that are subscribed to my channel. So if you subscribe to the Vanguard, you get a weekly newsletter. People subscribe to me.
Pay for it.
No, you don't
Pay for the Vanguard.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay for me.
Yeah. No, that. Yeah.
You don't.
Well, I wouldn't. So
Okay, you
that
don't
would
have
be-
to. You
so
never
were you
have
in
to.
the Vanguard?
I have been. Yes, I've had
bet.
I've had things in the Vanguard. Yes,
Oh,
I have.
actually, it seems to me that I saw a video of were you being arrested or something?
When?
It was along with your other videos. Their RCMP were talking to.
Yeah, I've never been arrested in any of my videos. None of them.
Okay. Maybe it was a video that you didn't make.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I'm glad.
I still haven't got any specifics of what you've stated.
I'm going to print them. I don't want to be honest, I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, if you'd like to show the camera, I'm sure we could read your handwriting.
Now you're getting silly. But I will type it to you. I will comment on your video.
Sure.
I will, and I appreciate you giving me the time to speak.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I would never take time away from someone to speak. And see, so should I complain about how I was just bothered? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was pretty cordial, pretty respectful, not rude, and I was just basically berated for my journalistic freedoms, right?
Well, I get it.
This is what I'm fighting against.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't had a chance to watch her videos yet, so I can't even comment on them yet.
No, for sure. But irregardless of what the content of my videos are, like I've had interviews with the MLA, Zach Churchill. He likes me a lot. He'll come by, speak with me, offer to do interviews with me, right? But it's when people that have previously had interactions where the mayor or somebody said, "Oh, I don't want him filming," that this is the type of interaction that you get, right? So you get followers that come by and have a support for a specific person that doesn't necessarily agree with what I do as a journalist, right? Like Pam Mood specifically told me on Sunday that I'm not a member of the press, even though I have journalistic privileges to be a member of the press. So that's just, that's fine. It you know what I mean? It doesn't bother me, but it's just, when you look at it from outside of the box, you know what I mean? Like you just saw that interaction, as well as the individual Candace that I know that came by, and she was even like, that's different. Like that's a whole different, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to get in people's faces. Like I came over here, I actually want to speak with David Solos because I know David Solos actually, so I wanted to have a quick conversation with him. I was actually waiting for people to not be so busy so I could approach them and have a conversation with them. So,
Yeah, I mean, as long as we're getting their consent, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, no, I know, and I'm not trying to do anything out of turn, right? So no, I appreciate it, Richard. I really do. I don't want to take any more of your time. Like, I don't feel like you need to stand by me all night, unless you want to. You can, man. You can if you want to.
I was just interested with that
Yeah.
conversation, so.
Hello, Mr. Solos. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thanks.
Nice to see you again.
You too. Yep.
How's everything been?
Busy but good.
Busy, yeah. You getting a lot of applications for voter information forms this year?
Lots of new people.
Perfect.
Lots of people moving.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. I know it keeps you busy and keeps you on your toes.
It does.
But
We'll be ready when, well, we'll always be ready. With that.
exactly.
But it'll change right up until voting ends at 7 p.m. on the 19th.
Is it 7 p.m. on the 19th that the voting ends? Is there a time of day that the voting starts on the 9th?
Tomorrow at 2.
2 p.m.
2 in the afternoon. So we arranged it so that the 3 municipalities are consistent with their start date
Okay.
and start time.
Yeah.
So Yarmouth, Town of Yarmouth Municipality, and Argyle all start at 2 p.m. tomorrow
Okay.
afternoon.
And all 3 of those are all digital this year, right?
I can only speak for Yarmouth. I think there may be a paper ballot in the county, Yarmouth County, and maybe in Argyle.
Okay.
I can't.
Yep, no,
I
for
can't
sure.
really speak
Yep,
them.
for sure. Now, question: what if somebody doesn't have access to the internet or some sort of device? How does somebody like that vote?
So someone who needs help comes to our office.
Okay, so they just come to 400 Main Street and they come see you,
Come see me downstairs.
and you'll give them a hand to vote.
Yep.
And that's
And if somebody is not registered,
yep.
I can still. They have to come. It's a little different. They have to come in. They can swear an oath.
Yep.
Canadian citizenship.
Like affirmation or whatever.
That's right.
Yep.
And it's very similar to what you did, right?
Yep.
And I can get them in the list and get them a voter letter.
Awesome.
They
Awesome.
can vote from a telephone or any computer or tablet.
Okay, so telephone, computer, tablet, in person, like you said, if they absolutely need to.
They need. Yeah, we're glad to have them there.
Awesome. Awesome.
We'll be ready.
And you'll be there from for the whole day kind of thing between the 9th and the 19th.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Starting 2 tomorrow afternoon. We're not there on Thanksgiving Day. It's
Yeah,
closed.
obviously. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
It'll be like 8 to 4:30 every day.
Yeah. You'll just be waiting.
And then from 8 until 7 on the Saturday, we actually.
Yeah, because that's the end time. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. That's good to know, Mr. Solis. I appreciate your time. Thanks for letting me know that and letting my viewers know the different ways that we can vote. I really appreciate it.
We're still looking for anybody who, if you haven't received your letter, you need to do it before-
ASAP.
Yeah, that's right. The sooner the better.
Yep. So if you haven't got your letter in, this is straight from David. We need it ASAP so we can get your vote in so it'll count.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thanks, Mr. Solis. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You too. Let's see if we can find anybody else here. Let's see. Like I said, I don't necessarily want to interfere with anybody. But I saw G here somewhere. Hi there.
Can I help you at all?
Oh no, everything's fine. Thank you though. I appreciate it. Where did G go? Actually, let's go see if we can find Wade. Wade's probably here somewhere. Actually, I know he is here. Go say hi to Wade. Oh, excuse me. Oh, where is Wade? Has anybody seen Wade around? Wade Cleveland? Wade, one of the town council members? No? I saw him earlier. I'm just trying to... Oh, there he is right there. Too many people to look at. I'm just an independent journalist, by the way. Yeah, so... Just I know a lot of people have been looking kind of at my camera and they're like, oh, somebody's filming. But at the end of the day, like Eastlink was here as well. You know what I mean? I do independent journalism in Yarmouth. I've done it for 2 years. I've done interviews with the MLAs, as well as different members in town council and whatnot. So I'm just here to cover the event. I actually have express permission from Richard from the Chambers of Commerce. So just to dispel any worries that you guys might have, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to film you guys or, you know what I'm saying?
As long as I think it's just like, if it's independent, regular use only, unless you're getting permission.
Yeah, exactly. And like I already stated, I already got previous permission from the Chambers of Commerce to cover this for my channel. So, yeah. Has Eastlink asked their questions yet?
They're taking people away.
Oh, so they're just kind of doing like their independent thing? Oh, okay, like one at a time. Okay, yeah. No, I knew that they were the ones that were like on the docket to ask questions specifically. I just wasn't sure what the format was going to be like, if they were going to do it one at a time or like a whole group. I think this is more or less just a meet and greet for like if you can track someone down and say, hey, you can kind of thing. So.
Jeff Ocean actually sold us on the fact that they were repaid just for
Well, right.
And that was kind of the end of it. But if that's the case, maybe we should make a plan and just start implementing it as we go.
Hopefully we can get a second here to just at least say hello to Wade.
Yeah, I'm telling you. One meeting into another, but something else.
Hey Lauren, how's it going, man? Good, how are you? Dryden. Huh? Dryden. I live in one of your buildings.
Oh, shit.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
On Haskell Street there.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
You gotta get a garbage can. There's a lot of garbage in
I've been. What happens is a lot of Don's garbage keeps coming down, and I get a bunch of raccoons. And somebody stole my garbage can that I got the other day. I don't know why. I no idea why. I had a white one there, and somebody stole it the other day. It was the most. Don't know why somebody would want that thing, but I agree. I've been trying to find something that's like raccoon proof or whatever that's reasonable, because it's been rough. The house across the road, you know the one I'm talking about, full of raccoons, and they come over and they dig around in there. It's bad.
Oh, yeah?
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. So, no, I agree. I've been trying to keep up with it, but it's every time. With garbage day only being once a week, and our place is so small, you know what I mean? I got to put it somewhere, and even if I put it out there one night.
Well, you put it out in a garbage can, but try the garbage can.
That's what I'm gonna. I'll get a bike lock or something to change it there. Because like I went out one day and I looked and I'm like, where did that friggin' thing go? I thought maybe it was windy the night before. Maybe it blew over. I look around, nowhere to be seen. I'm like, somebody stole my garbage can. Can you believe it? So are you enjoying the evening tonight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Speaking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Good. No, I do. Pardon?
That's what I have to do.
Yeah. I do local journalism. I don't know if you knew that. I do independent journalism. So that's why I'm here tonight filming. Going to speak to a couple people. I spoke with David Sauls a little bit before about how people can vote, because I think in the past it's been a lot of people haven't necessarily known how to vote, right? And like to make sure that some of the younger audience, because I'm only 31, so a lot of people that know me are younger, to make sure that they know how that they can vote, how they can register to vote, and become active in the municipal elections, because I feel like it's a really important thing, and I'm sure you agree that elections are the backbone of our society, right?
Municipality.
Exactly. So
municipal government.
Exactly. So we need to vote, and the people that don't go out and don't vote and say it doesn't matter, well, they need to learn that it does, right? And that their voice does matter, and to come out and speak to their local constituents and talk to them and get to know these individuals, because if you need to make informed decisions, right? And if we keep making uninformed decisions, we're going to keep running into the same problems that we have over and over again, and we're never going to progress anywhere for the future, right? So I think I'm really happy to see the crowd that's come out tonight. I'd like to see a bit more younger people here tonight, but I think they're more of the type of people that want to watch something online or stay, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think my type of media, getting it out there, really helps that, because nowadays, who really has TV? Who, you know what I mean? Especially a younger group, like to be able to tune into Eastlink TV or something like that. It's not in every household nowadays where the internet is. So, like that's why I thought 2 years ago, I thought I would get into filming government and fielding government officials and things like that, and talking about our government and political matters as well.
What do you do with the information?
I submit it to my YouTube channel. It's called my YouTube channel. I submit it to my YouTube channel. It's called Tri-County Accountability. We've got about 4,500 subscribers, over 300,000 total views on my channel. So it's not huge. I don't ever want to be huge. I always kind of want to be that small guy that just does the fly in the corner kind of thing. But it's been fun. It's been nice. It's been hard at times. You run into a lot of adversity, especially as an independent journalist. They don't really understand where you're coming from, and it seems odd, because I'm sure you, in your youth, when someone whipped out a camera, everybody wanted to smile and say hi and take my picture. Nowadays, that's it, right? So we have this dynamic shift in tone when it comes to this sort of thing, and we're losing journalism, right? In its purest form.
Oh yeah.
So,
big time.
like, we have this event here, and we don't have CJLS here, we don't have the Vanguard here, we don't have Saltwire here, we don't have CTV or Eastlink. Like, Eastlink's doing independent interviews, but they're not really doing what we think as conventional journalism, right? And I think that's what I'm trying to bring back to the community in a little bit, I guess, in whatever way I can.
Right on.
Yeah.
I never heard tell of it, yeah.
No, and I've got quite a few people that are like local, but I also have viewers that are national as well as international. So all around the world, people tune into my channel and they view my content, and we have meaningful discussions.
Making any money on it?
A little bit, not too much. And it was never really about the money thing. That was a nice surprise one morning when I woke up and I had enough views and enough things to be actually monetized for my YouTube channel.
Good.
So that was nice. It has
Well done that.
exactly, and I do a lot of networking with a lot of different channels around the world and Canada as well. And I've made a lot of good friends and a lot of good connections. And
You're knocking on doors.
exactly, right. I'm doing the footwork in a town that, like we said, lacks that type of journalistic prowess, right? So. Yeah, no. I'm glad I got to speak with you here, because it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? I just try to keep quiet, and I'd rather, no news is good news kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, good to see you, Lauren. Good to see you. Take care. Hi there.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Can I have a second of your time? Sure. I'd just like to ask you about, so I run a YouTube channel called Tri-County Accountability.
I've seen a few of your videos.
Perfect. So my name's Dryden Perry.
Nice to meet you, bud.
What's your name?
Steve Barry.
Steve Barry. That's what I thought. I didn't want to get it wrong.
No worries.
So I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your campaign platform for this year.
Yeah.
What sort of things are you campaigning on this year for some of the constituents?
So a big thing for me is networking.
Networking, yeah.
The ability to work with the provincial and federal governments.
Yeah.
Smaller town, don't have a huge budget because we want to get big projects done. Mariner Center, some of the active transportation trails, our new buses, all partnerships between us and various levels of government. We call them like 30-cent dollars. So we pay 30 cents, we get 70 cents from the others, or however that works.
Yeah.
I think that's really important where, in a day where money isn't,
Exactly. Money's not flowing.
and I don't
Money's
come
not
from money,
flowing.
so I understand what it is to save a dollar.
Yeah.
And I believe the more we can build those partnerships and rely on the bigger amounts of money, the less strain it is for us as a town, for
Absolutely.
the taxpayer self.
Absolutely.
Number two is, big thing for me, housing's an issue, and people keep saying it's provincial. Regardless of who it is, we have people without housing. So
I'm going to shake your hand on that.
Well, it's
I'm going to
true.
shake your hand on that. As a carpenter myself, I understand the struggles with housing.
You gotta go.
And
you gotta go hard.
We need to go above and beyond when it comes to that.
For me, we can't say that it's somebody else's job and not do our own. So get rid of the red tape at town hall.
Yep.
Quicker permits,
Yep.
quicker approvals. We did away with the fees for permits
Perfect.
in town, so
Yep.
that's a good start.
Yep.
There's way more that needs to be done, but what I believe is we need to sit with those people who are investors and ask them
Exactly.
what it is you need,
Exactly.
and we need to be able to do it to provide it from our standpoint or
Yep.
whatnot.
Yep.
Secondly, the town, last year we applied for something called the Housing Accelerator Fund.
Okay.
And it's a federal program that gives money to local municipalities to allow them to support more multi-unit buildings.
Perfect.
So we didn't get it in the first round. The federal government came up with another round, and where we applied, only those who applied the first time could get the second time.
Oh, okay.
So we're going for another round. And just to kind of give you an idea of what it is, if you were an investor that wanted to come build, you get $20,000 if you apply for the program for a base unit. If that unit is affordable, you get another $19,000
per unit or per development?
Per unit.
Wow.
Right?
Wow, that's
And
huge.
Then there's a few other criteria, like if you live within a transit, you can get another $5,000. You can get up to $60,000 per unit. So Natalie at our office is really went hard to get our.
That's amazing to hear.
If you want to know anything about it, our last committee of the whole meeting, you can go online. She goes to full presentation.
Okay.
And what if it all goes to plan? Yarmouth would get $2.3 million to help alleviate the cost of any investors who want to build those houses.
That would be amazing.
Right, and it's on a per unit, so it's not people coming to build single dwellings or Airbnbs.
Yeah, exactly.
We need multi.
Because that was something I wanted to talk to you about is the Airbnbs that have been allowed in our town recently. We've got Eastside Villages, who previously, if you look 10 years ago, that was a trailer park, right, with tons of citizens that live there, full-time housing. And in the past, when we look at trailers, like you know what it looks like, those are low-income housing, right? Like that's all that could be considered of a trailer. And now it seems that in local meetings, they've allowed more of those units to be turned into Airbnbs, and they're being rented for $150, $200 a night.
Well, outside the range.
And it's a trailer, right?
Outside of the affordability.
Exactly, and it's a trailer, right? So when we look at the type of unit that it is, it's not a luxury unit. It's a mobile home.
And probably won't last long.
Exactly.
As far as if you're going to have a mortgage.
Exactly. So, and not only that, I looked into the zoning of that trailer park, and it's considered residential. So I'm wondering, at what point, when you have so many commercial buildings on a residential plot, does it become a multi-use plot, or does it cross over to the plot of being commercial?
So
for its zoning.
So that brings up a very good point. I believe that the last time, about a year ago, that it came up, that less than 3% of our housing within Yarmouth were Airbnbs.
Okay.
I see that going the opposite way. And
Me
I see
too.
the people that caters to are not the people who live here.
No.
Not the people who are from
No.
here. And if it is, like you said, it's a lower income, it's a trailer.
Exactly.
You know, so those are the things that we need to make sure that when we're planning, which we're going under review right now for our municipal planning strategy, that number one, show up and have your 10 cents in there.
Yeah.
So this can be thought of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole idea of being reactive, that's not how you want to do it.
No,
right?
no, you have to be preemptive.
See what's coming, know these things, and know. So once again, that housing accelerator fund that I did talk about, also ask kind of where the vision is.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we need, right? We need to have the intent of the building, because there's so many developers that want to do this Airbnb thing down here, because they look at the tourist industry and they say, oh, there's a boat. But realistically, that tourist industry, because of the times and things that the boat gets in, it doesn't really lend much to our tourist industry. We have individuals that come in at night when everything's closed, they walk up to a hotel, they stay here, and in the morning, maybe a percentage of them actually goes through the town, and then a percentage of them carries on with their vacation, with their itinerary, right? So I'd like to see maybe in the future where we have a varying of schedules for the ferry, that it allows people to come into town while businesses are open, and that would better allow them to go in and shop at local businesses. Because if they're coming on vacation to Canada, let's start them off on the right foot by starting them in a community that is open, alive, and breathing, instead of a closed down one.
And they don't come here to go to McDonald's.
Exactly.
So you land at 9 o'clock at night, you want some fish and chips, you want our restaurants to be, and you want it to be worthy for them, worth it to be open as well. So I agree. The third thing that's kind of my big thing is I believe the people is our strongest asset. Anytime you want something to get done, you got to rally the people. You know what I mean? I believe in building community. I believe in a people first outlook, and I believe that if we don't have these type of things, we're not held accountable. I don't want to sit in a little corner of an echo chamber and hear, yes, you're right, yes, you're right. I want to have these conversations.
Yeah, exactly.
I want things to be brought up, and sometimes it needs to be uncomfortable.
It does,
so
absolutely.
It's not always
and
about
I'll bring this to you, and I think you'll empathize with me a little bit on this. I went into town hall to get some information that I requested. I was filming like I do for my channel, and I had filmed in there previously, never had an issue. And when I went in this last time, I spoke with David Solos and got the information that I requested.
Real nice guy,
And David Solos, the best guy, the perfect person that you could have in his position ever.
I agree.
But in that interaction, I was trespassed from town hall for 5 months for filming. Really? So it was by Jeff Gajou and Adam Monroe. They trespassed me, and it's explicitly for filming, no other reason. Pam Mood has already said it's for filming. I have a lot of information about this. I'm speaking with some barristers and solicitors about this. But I just want to know your opinion on freedom of press in Canada.
To me, the more you're held accountable, the better.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
I believe that 100%.
Thank you for that.
See you, bud. Take care. I watch a lot of TikTok videos where, you know, the First Amendment down in the States. I enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
So to me, if we're public officials and we're accountable to the public, why would we want to take away the right for anyone to come at any given time? So, you know, to me, as long as you're respectful, as long as, you know, you're not kind of, it's not about putting people on the spot or not. It's not about what your comfortable level is. Is the respect level there?
Yeah.
If you can move from there, come ask.
Exactly. I always try to be respectful. And I've had some really negative interactions with some of the members in the town. And this is how I treat people. right?
I'll tell you,
And I
no problem
don't
here,
think
right?
I'm a bad person.
I don't at all. And I've seen a few of your videos,
yeah.
and I believe the way you conduct yourself.
I've
never seen you be rude
I
to
try
me.
to treat people as they treat me,
Yep.
right? And
100% how I work in my
and
room.
exactly, and I think
Right?
that's how most people should be. And I'll let you know. So you've watched some of the videos that I have, and I'm sure you've watched some other videos like that.
Right.
Have you ever heard of San Joaquin Valley Transparency?
I have.
So he's a big YouTube channel down in the United States, and he's like, I would consider him one of my mentors.
Okay.
He's really helpful to me. He's a really good guy. So I just wanted to got to drop his name in here too. You know what I mean? Because he's really important to me. And there's a couple, like I said, I've got friends in the auditing community. Winnipeg Cop Watch is another good one that I talk to him like every day. I talk to Dan every day.
Yep.
So I love this. I love the community interaction. I love getting out there, even though it might make me uncomfortable too. Because
That's how we grow.
when I came in here, I was in here for about 2 minutes, and I was already getting happy to get out of here.
I'm glad you're here.
And
Ask away, buddy.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm not going to be pushed away.
Steve, how you doing, buddy? Take care, buddy. Same to you.
Mr. Barry.
Chad. All the best, buddy.
Mr. Bear, I won't take any more of your time.
No worries. Thanks.
Thank you very much for speaking
I'm
with
going
me.
to
I
open line
really
of
appreciate it.
communication.
Awesome.
If not this, Facebook,
Yeah, man.
whatever.
Yeah, man.
I
If I
try
have
to-
any questions or concerns or
Yeah.
anything, I'll definitely get a hold of you.
And my deal is I don't promise outcome, I promise effort. I'll try as hard as I
Yeah,
can
man.
to do.
And that's
I'm
all I
not
can.
gonna tell
That's
you
all I
something.
could ever expect.
Well, thanks
right?
for what you
That's
do,
all
man.
I could ever.
Awareness is a good thing.
Thank you very much.
Take care,
I
buddy.
appreciate it. Take care. You too. Bye now. Now, I wonder if Mr. Lester would want to speak. I really want to talk to him. Hopefully all of this is getting across on the camera. Hopefully you guys can hear this because, excuse me, could I actually get a glass of water? I've been doing too much talking. I'm
Well,
parched.
that'll do. Take your card.
Thank you very much. When I'm done with my glass, where can
Just bring it
I?
back
Just right to
here.
the
I
bar?
gotta get
Awesome, thank you. Ah, there we go. Tasty. Oh, they've got more food here. A couple of charcuterie boards here, like they had yesterday, or sorry, not yesterday, the day before yesterday. Where did G. Brar go? Delicious. Yeah, I'd really like to speak with Wade and Mr. Lester, but I also don't want to interrupt any of their conversations that they're having with some of their constituents right now. We've got the Pam supporter over here, the one that says I berate Pam by speaking my opinion, which she's allowed to say. I don't care. She can say that about me. We all know that Pam can say certain things and I'm allowed to have an opinions that may not go along with them, and that doesn't necessarily mean I'm berating her. That would be an disingenuous comment on her part. But it is a nice turnout. There is a nice little crowd here. A few people. We've got more people here than we did at the at Pam's little gathering that she had the other day. would really like to speak with Wade. Oh, Mr. Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
Just want to say hello before. It looks like you're headed out.
I am.
So I just want to say hi. I just want to say hi to you.
Appreciate it.
No
Thanks,
problem. And just a quick question.
Sure.
Can I ask you a really quick question? What are you campaigning on this year? What are your promises? What are your plans? What's your platform that you'd like to tell the constituents this year?
Sure. Well, with me, like everybody asks the same questions. It's kind of interesting. So you get people who are, what's the three big things when it comes to town? Well, everybody's saying the same thing. They're saying housing, infrastructure. Some people are talking about deer, that kind of thing. For me, the great thing about council, when you're looking at it, it's a team. It's 6 different people. You don't want 6 of the same.
Yeah, no,
you want 6
absolutely.
different people.
Exactly. So you can have bounce ideas.
Exactly.
Right?
You want different perspectives.
Exactly.
And you want people who are strong in different things.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm even running again, because I've done this for 8 years, it's, I thought really hard about it.
It's a little tiring, doesn't it?
It does after a while. I want to see the Mariner Center finally built.
Yeah.
I want to start seeing things happening in terms of events.
Yes.
And so
yes,
what
it would
I
be
want
great
to do
see that.
this year or this term, if I get reelected, one of the big things I want to do is I want to set up almost an agency. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It could be 2 or 3 volunteers and a couple of paid people who will kind of be a hub so that when you have an idea, you want to do a parade or whatever. Well, there's all this red tape and stuff that you got to go through. Well, they can help you kind of work your way through that. So you have that. You also have a place where ideas can come, where we can start doing bigger things. Airport concerts.
Exactly.
Concerts at the Mariner Center. So to me, we need life.
Oh,
coming
100%,
back.
100%.
You know, we have so much potential here, but people come, and we were just talking about this a minute ago, the 3 of us, we're 3 different people, talking about the fact that people go to Liverpool, for example, there's all these concerts and they all seem to run to Liverpool and then everybody turns back. Well, let's get them down here.
Exactly. Let's give them a reason to come to Yarmouth.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's one of the big ones for me.
Perfect.
Once the Mariner Center is built, that's going to be great. There'll be a big hole downtown. I want to see a Discovery Center, Science Center.
For the
downtown.
kids and whatnot?
Exactly.
That would be great to see.
And as part of that, we've got one of our biggest things here is the fishing industry, the ocean. The strongest thing we have is the ocean. So if you could get the Discovery Center and ocean research all put together, then we could become a center for that.
Exactly.
Nobody's thinking of us as a center.
Like let's look at Sudbury, Ontario with Science North, right?
Exactly.
Let's bring the Science North of Nova Scotia to Yarmouth, and let's focus it around biodiversity and oceans and ocean biology.
100%.
Right?
That's exactly what I'm. So
That's
those
great.
are my main things to do.
That's great. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. I don't want to take much of your time because I saw you were leaving, but I was like, I got to talk to Wade. And just so you know, you got my vote this year.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
No, absolutely. And you got my spouse's too, just so you know. I had no interference in that whatsoever. I did none. It's her own mind thinking there. You too, man. Take care. Oh, Mr. Dare, I didn't notice you were there. How are you tonight? My name's Dryden Perry. How are you?
I'm good, right?
That's good.
What's up?
So, I'm just here tonight doing some coverage on the event and speaking to some of the candidates and whatnot about their voter platforms this year and their campaigning platforms and what their promises are and what they'd like to do for the constituents of Yarmouth.
Well, there's all kinds of problems.
For sure.
For sure. Some of the things that I think that are pressing is the affordable housing issue. I mean,
absolutely,
we've got to address that.
Yep.
I mean, and although a lot of people will argue that that's a provincial responsibility, there's definitely a role for municipal leaders.
Absolutely,
to play.
we all have our part in things, and we can all scream to the rooftops if we need to.
Yeah, and really that's what it might take. It might take a little bit of that, but so far I think we're finding good cooperation from the Affordable Housing Association.
That's good. That's good.
And we've done things like provide land for a project that's going to happen on Shaw Avenue that's already started.
I saw that, and that's great with door construction. That's awesome.
That's, I think, 24 affordable units.
Is it 24? I wasn't sure. I hadn't seen the number.
I think there's 3 buildings, and it's 24, if I'm not mistaken.
That's amazing. That's amazing to see.
We continue with projects like that. We make land available. We make building permits free of charge. We
That's what
do things
Steve
free of
Berry
charge,
was saying,
and,
that...
And we can also, because right now, our municipal planning strategy and land use bylaws are under review.
Yeah.
And that's a 2-year process, 2.5-year process, so we're only about 9 months into it.
Okay.
But it's an opportunity for us to make some changes to those strategies and
Absolutely.
those bylaws that will encourage and allow growth in that area. So that's good.
That is good. That's good to hear.
One of the things that's, of course, one of my main goals is to maintain the infrastructure at the airport. That airport, to me, is 600 acres of the most valuable real estate in this
Well,
end of the
if we
province.
could get something going at that airport, we have so much acreage that's lost and being disused or misused. We need to use that space, and we need to get some industry back with that airport.
And you know what? It's going to be the industry that saves the airport. Because right now we still have like 1,500 touches a year with aircraft. So I mean, it's not like we don't have activity out there. But if people think we're going to automatically have a regular scheduled air passenger service.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen, especially
we
not
don't-
overnight.
We
right.
don't have the critical mass for that.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to, number one, we need to make sure the infrastructure, because there's a life, there's a life history or life end of that airport. The infrastructure needs to be upgraded.
Yeah.
The main runway, for example, needs to be resurfaced.
Yes, and it has for years,
that's-
I would say, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm talking that, it might sound we've got lots of time, but I'm talking that within 10 years, that airport will no longer function if we don't do something.
And the cost,
of that
it's
is
monumental. It's
astronomical.
monumental. Yep.
So I'm on the airport corporation, and then a year and a half ago, I asked them permission to form a task force to address that very issue. So we do have a task force in place that I chair with some members of the community who have special talents or special interests in that. We are working. We've got several consultants right now that we've engaged that are doing bits and pieces of a project for us. We engaged a PR firm that has a branch in Ottawa, and we had to get a brief filed by August 2nd of this year. To get on for consideration to budget planning for next year federally. So that was done on the morning of August 2nd. We got it in.
Got it in right then. Yeah.
Yep, that's good. And
it is good
really,
as long as it gets in. As long as it
it's
gets
a
in.
high-level brief. It's like a 1.5 pager, but at least it'll get to all of the ministers up there, the transportation minister, everybody that needs to know that Yarmouth is in dire circumstances if we lose the airport. But in the meantime, the other thing we're doing is we're researching what industry can we bring here that's complementary to the airport or can use the airport, even if it means that we have to sell some land outside the face.
Well, now I guess my brain is thinking a little. I know that Clearwater does a lot of shipping of lobsters, and what they do is they like to truck their lobsters up to Halifax, and they ship out of Halifax. Well, we have one of the largest, if not the largest, lobster producing area in the world, and we have an international airport. So maybe we could get industry involved with Clearwater, where Clearwater is directly shipping out of Yarmouth Airport.
What they're and that's been explored. What I can tell you is that the airlines themselves, even the cargo airlines, are saying that they can't just backhaul. They have to bring product in and take product out.
Oh,
So
okay.
they
They can't do an empty run. They can't do an empty run.
So that's the big issue there. We have signed a contract with a drone company. A 5-year contract. So they're going to be using. And the beauty of that is that the one thing that we could market, unfortunately, is open air.
We've got plenty of it. We've got
users. We've got the Department of National Defense. We've got the EHS, daily flights and emergency flights. We've got Coast Guard, search and rescue. We've got
the SARTEC training all through the summer.
All kinds of possibilities. So we're looking at every possibility we can. But the big thing is that airport is vital to the economic future of this area.
I agree.
And without it, and I think the Premier was down here a while back in the summer and actually spoke to the Mayor, and one of the comments he made was, "Can you imagine Yarmouth without this airport?" And quite honestly, I can't. When I first moved here, our transportation links were daily flights for Halifax and Boston. There were 2 trains a day. There were 2 bus lines. One went Philly Shore, one went Valley. There were 2 international ferries. One was year-round. All of those transportation things were in place. So what do we have left? One seasonal ferry.
A ferry,
That's it. So our transportation links have really gone.
They've completely disappeared.
We don't even have a controlled access highway to Yarmouth. You know, so we really were the forgotten.
And realistically, there's a lot of individuals in this town that might not have access to vehicles and things like that.
Exactly.
And with Yarmouth Healthcare, there's a lot of specialists and things that you get sent to either Halifax or Kentville. And a lot of these individuals need to find ways to get there. And if we had some sort of public transit, like you stated, that went up the South Shore or the North Shore, you would actually be able to get to these appointments for a lot cheaper than maybe paying a cab or something.
We do have a patient transport unit now, and then there's also the daily flights. EHS sends daily flights.
I saw that the
And
new
those flights
program.
are especially designed for people that need to have an appointment in Halifax, for example. They can hop on a plane, fly to Halifax.
I was curious of what the cost of that would be. Like,
I think those flights are free to the passengers.
really? Well, that would be great. That would be great because I know.
And even the patient transport units. I mean, they're like if somebody's in the hospital and they have to go to Digby or they're going into a nursing home or something.
Yeah.
The patient transport units transport them.
Well, that's good that we have that resource, right? Because there's a lot of people in the community that I'm sure use that.
Yeah, but I know an individual that doesn't like to drive very far. He and his wife have family outside of Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
And when they go to the airport, they take it to a shuttle.
Yeah.
And it's because it's $150 per person. So when they travel anywhere, the first $600 is their shuttle.
Is to get home to the airport, or exactly, right?
And so we've got to find ways to get people there.
Exactly, because $600 that's a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money.
But anyway, so that's a couple of things I think are
perfect.
One of the things that I advocate for as well, and I'm going to be following up, actually attending a meeting tomorrow evening. I'm an advocate for a universal basic income.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think, to quote Mike Savage, we've tried to manage child poverty, manage poverty for over a century. It's time to eliminate it. And it can be done. It's doable.
It is.
People think, oh no, you're going to encourage welfare state. No, you're not.
No.
You know what? People don't want to be in welfare.
No. You're going to encourage people to have a better lifestyle, a better quality of life, and will be able to perform better at work.
People want to work, and it gives them their dignity, and it gives them hope. Because maybe someday they can afford a mortgage and buy a house.
Exactly, right? It's to work towards a stronger Canada.
Well, you take, and I'll give a really quick example. You take a single mother of two in this province, and there's other child benefits, but from the province she receives $1,300 a month.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that works out to an equivalent of if you get an hourly wage of a 40-hour week, but it's probably like, I don't know, $7 or $8 an hour.
Yeah, it's quite late.
To go get a job making $16 an hour, and you still gave her that $8.
Right? It's a help.
Another nickel.
Exactly. It doesn't cost anything.
And if we had guaranteed basic income, we wouldn't have 5, 6, or 7 social agencies. We'd have one.
Exactly.
So all of those positions across Canada, those positions would be eliminated by attrition. But they would be eliminated, and those funds would support the guaranteed
the actual
basic
children,
income
the
for
people that
everybody.
need it, right?
And so child poverty is a thing of the past.
Well, I appreciate that. I have 3 sons of my own, so that's something that is really important to me as well. I never want to see my kids. I have a school-age child right now. I never want to see them go to school hungry or disadvantaged. And programs like these are really important because the youth of our communities and of our country are the future, right? And we need to build strong youth to be strong adults and understanding and smart, and they need to be able to go to school and focus on their education and learn and become strong members of our society. So maybe one day they'll have your job or Justin Trudeau's job or something like that, right?
You're bang on, man.
Well, I appreciate your time, Jill. I really do. And hopefully you do well in this election this year.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at the end. Thank you for your time.
Did you get one of my brochures in the mail?
Pardon?
Did you get one of my brochures in the mail?
I did not. I didn't get a...
I'm going to give you one. Like my contact information.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's kind of funny. Now that you say that, I didn't get a single brochure of any candidates in my mail this year.
Well, I'll give you one only because my contact information's on there. So if you need a follow-up, any questions, just give me
Absolutely, I will. I really appreciate that.
My email's on there as well.
Good enough. And you can find my content. I post to YouTube, and my channel name is Tri-County Accountability. So if you ever want to check me out, you can there. This video will be uploaded probably by tomorrow. I usually don't edit any of my videos. I like to keep it because when you edit things, people are like, oh, you changed it and whatever. So it might be a 2.5 hour long video that I upload tonight, but you'll be able to see it tomorrow, and you'll be able to see everything that I spoke about and who I spoke with tonight.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you for your time. Nice to meet you as well. Yeah. I still want to talk to Derek Lessman. Hi, G. How's it going? How are you? I'm good. I'm feeling a lot better. Oh my God, I was actually dead last week. I was like, I don't know. I made some. It was like chicken breast and little potatoes that I put seasoning.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not the best cook in the world. I'm no you, right? So I ate it, and everybody else was fine. And I'm like, man, I don't feel good. And I was done. It laid me out worse than I've ever been laid out in my life.
So, did you get your job with Francis, or what happened?
I spoke with Francis. He has a few people, and he decided that he wants to stay with 5 people right now.
Okay.
So it's not a big deal, right? Like I spoke to him.
You know what? He'll probably refer your name.
Exactly. So I'm not worried about it. Do you want to tell me a little bit what you're campaigning on this year for my, like what your platform is for some of my viewers?
I'm campaigning on a couple of things. So the first thing, obviously, is affordable housing, economic development, mental health and well-being, and the last thing I'm campaigning on, which I think is important, that goes with everything, is community activism.
Community activism.
Yeah, so
I like that one a lot, and you know I like that one.
Yeah, a lot of people there's nobody running on that, so I want to uplift people, and I want people to get engaged and get involved. Like,
that's good.
So people need to go to these meetings. They
Absolutely.
Need to go, and the younger generation needs to get involved.
Absolutely.
So,
And that was something I was saying to my video, that we have a nice turnout here tonight, but I'd like to see a bit more of the youth, right?
Well, yeah, like I noticed the turnout is a little bit different. I didn't realize there was the municipal councillors and the town of Yarmouth this year, so they mixed it up here, which is kind of good because it gives us a chance to meet everyone. But it'd be nice to see more of the public to come out to these meetings, because you want people to register to vote, right?
Yeah.
So it's important to do that. So I want to engage people. This is the other thing. We have to engage people to start doing something.
Yep. Absolutely.
And be part of the solution.
Of course. And I've been doing my best. I've been trying really hard. I've been talking to a lot of people. I'm doing a lot of work trying to get people motivated to vote and come out. When I first got here, I went over to David Sallows and I asked him, I was like, just for my viewers, what are the ways that they can vote this year? I want to know all the ways. Like, even if you don't have a computer, how can somebody that maybe doesn't have internet access, no phone access, none of that, how do they vote? And so they can go downtown or to town hall and vote in person.
They can vote in person, or they can do it online or over by
Exactly.
So yeah, you're right. I think this hopefully will engage people to register and vote. Because I know that I've met a lot of people that have never voted.
Exactly.
Or didn't vote in the last election. So I think now there's different choices available. So it should hopefully, get people excited about the election.
I hope so.
For a change. So we have to get out and vote.
I hope so. Yeah, absolutely. And it's very important to like a democratic society. Obviously, like that's what a democratic society is built on, is voters and constituents going out and giving their opinions. Because there's a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to vote, it doesn't matter, right? Your voice matters. It matters. It really does.
Like I tell everybody, my name's on the ballot, so it's not everybody, the residents' names are not underneath me, they're beside me.
Yeah.
So it's their voice. So at the end of the day, they have to take part in this. I want them to take part in this because it is exciting and it's new things that are coming up abroad and everything. So.
And it may not seem like an exciting event to have in Yarmouth, but it's an event to have in Yarmouth.
Right.
It's something to do. It's something to be a part of, right?
Right, because you know what? We're lucky. We're Canadians. We're very lucky. We have the right to vote, whereas other countries don't.
Exactly.
So
We are very fortunate in that. Despite we may be a slightly disparaged country right now, we are still very fortunate on the global scheme of things.
And you know what? For the town of Yarmouth, if people want change, they have to vote. They have to take part in things.
Exactly.
They have to show up to meetings. They have to show up to be there to help somebody. Right? And like I said, we've got a good group here, and the town is fantastic. So we can do lots of things.
Absolutely. And the town has so much potential, and with the right people that are looking at it and looking at the problems that we're faced with, I think there's some very easy and simple solutions for some of the issues.
It is. A lot of it is very simple.
So
how are you doing with your journalism and everything? Good?
Good. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine, other than the fact that I was like I said, laid up for like a week, but it's fine. It's fine.
I know. You know what? It's going around. Everyone's not feeling well and everything.
Yeah. And it could have been like a double team thing, right? I could have like had a touch of something and then also eat some bad chicken that I cooked.
How's your son doing?
Great.
Good?
Great. Yeah, absolutely good. We had an appointment for him yesterday with the occupational therapist.
Okay.
So we went and we did some things with him, and he's doing really good. Ronan, the little guy, is doing awesome. And then Emmett, I was speaking with him today, and he's super excited. He's going to a birthday party this weekend.
It was funny how kids are like, that's the big deal for them.
Oh my
right?
God! He has this invitation, and I asked him. I was like, "When was the last time you put that thing down?" And he was like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And I'm like, "I bet you it was about 3 days ago when you got it. Was the last time you didn't have that thing in your hand?" He's really excited.
It's all about the kids. That's why when I did my meet and greet at the farmers market, I did the event for kids. So
Yeah.
It was kind of cool
Yeah.
that they were all there.
No, that's
they had
good.
The face, I don't know if you saw my Facebook page. They had the face painting.
I did see that. Yeah.
They were all coming up to me and saying, "Take a picture."
And I
take a
wish I
picture."
could have went out, but I slept in that morning because the night before I was feeling a bit better, and I fell asleep like late, and I was just so dead, and I just slept till like 2 in the afternoon.
You know what? You need to get your
The
rest.
spouse let me sleep, so I was like, I was gonna take it. So that was nice of her. But then I was like, man, I really wanted to go see G, but we've got to meet.
I'm glad you came out. You know, I wish there were a lot more of the public here too.
Me too.
So there's a
Yeah,
lot of
because when you look around, it's a lot of staff of candidates and family of candidates, and I don't think like it doesn't represent the.
Yeah, it doesn't represent all the voters around.
Yeah,
you know,
it
and the
bolstered.
community and
It was
stuff.
like the event that I went to on Sunday. It seemed like there was a lot of staff and friends there instead of constituents. So I'd like to see more like actual interaction from the community, these sorts of things, because it's really, like you say, it's really important. Like, how can you be informed if you don't learn, right?
Well, listen, that's what the whole community activism is about. It's ordinary
Exactly.
people doing extraordinary things.
Exactly.
Right?
And like I'm trying to go around and talk to everybody tonight. Some don't really want,
It's okay.
which is it's fine. It's fine, right? You can tell the people who do want to talk to me, and they really want to talk to me.
I want to talk to you. I think it's great. I think it's great that you're doing all of this stuff. So
Well, I
that's
really
good.
appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
in the recent past, it hasn't been so well accepted.
Well, like I told you, you have to believe in yourself
I
and
know.
what you want to do. Right?
Oh, I do. That's why I'm still here. They tried to throw me out earlier, but I called last week and got permission from the Chamber of Commerce. So because they were like, you need prior permission. I was like, I have prior permission, and they're growling, and I was.
Well, there's still more people here, so
Yep.
get everyone's views and everything.
No,
Talk to
absolutely,
everyone.
absolutely.
I appreciate you coming by.
No, thank you. Thank you for speaking with me. I really appreciate it, G.
I will see you later.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Take care. We'll see you later. Let's see if we can get a hold.
Well, I know in municipalities the rules were saying they can't tell them not to put signs, but they're only encouraging they don't. Because at the end of the day, if you put a candidate on, you still want
I would like to speak with Mr. Lester here. How are you?
Good, you?
Good. Are you running for town council this year?
Not for town, municipality.
Oh, municipality?
Yeah.
So I run a YouTube channel called Tri-County Accountability.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Nick Hilton.
Nick Hilton. Nice to meet you. My name's Dryden Perry.
Nice to meet you.
So there's a lot of viewers that are around the municipality as well as the municipality of Argyle. Would you like to speak about some of your campaign platforms this year for some of the constituents?
Yeah, let's just step over here.
Yeah, sure. It might be a little bit more quiet.
I'm not actually running. I was acclaimed to my position, but
Okay.
I'll say a couple things.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Is it on now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sure. Cheers. Yeah. So this will be my second term in municipal council.
Okay.
In the last 4 years, prior to the last 4 years, the biggest topic on the table was really the loss of the YMCA. So
yes, yeah.
Really. Coming into this 4 years, what are we looking at doing? I think it needs to be a lot more focus on the people itself and keeping people in a warm home, making it easier for them to support themselves and their families.
Absolutely.
So I think that's been what I've seen is the biggest difference. Looking forward to spending some time with the new council, building a strategy that might focus on a couple of those issues.
Yeah.
You know, we spent $40 million on building the new pool, and that should break ground in November. And is that a lot of money? It is a lot of money, but if we didn't do it, Yarmouth wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
And it would have went somewhere else. So we've done that. We've fixed that problem, but there's new issues on the table.
Yeah. Now, can I make a comment about the $40 million for the pool? So this is something that I've thought about. As as you stated, we're going to be spending $40 million to use a pool. I take my son to go swimming at Mariners at Maine a lot. And as a resident of Yarmouth and a taxpayer, I own a small business as well. I pay taxes for those buildings to have been bought and things like that. But I still, as I guess a constituent, need to pay to access those services, and it's quite expensive for me as a member of the town to actually go and access these services. Is there any way that maybe in the future we could look at individuals from the municipality, since we are partially funding it through tax dollars, that we can get some sort of discounts for individuals to go and use those? Because we talk about building this to build a healthier community, but we have disparities in income right now. So if we want to build a healthier community, we need to make it accessible for all. And when you create a cost barrier of entry, that doesn't necessarily make it accessible for all, especially when there's disadvantaged individuals in our community.
So I think it's a brilliant question, a brilliant understanding of what the cost of that building and where we're headed. And unfortunately, it's a real understanding of it, because between the Mariners Center out on Stars Road and the Mariners Center here, we're running $1 million deficit. It's the biggest deficit of any building that we own as 3 municipalities.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? At the end of the year, we write a check from each municipality to cover that deficit.
Yeah.
But you're right, as a user, there needs to be programs, and I do believe there is some programs already that allow lower income people to come in and talk with the management about what they think could be the most affordable option for them. But there's no reason that we can't look at more options.
And even if it was something, I noticed the YMCA used to have weekly free swims. The Mariners on Main no longer has a free swim for the community. So maybe it's something, even if we do 1 or 2 of those a week, where we have community that can come in and access these services for free, for a free swim to get kids active and their families active and out and enjoying their facilities. And maybe that will bridge the gap for them to make these conversations and pick up an application for a subsidized family membership that they can go. But I think the first step of getting these individuals to look at these programs is getting them in the building, because if they already think that the building isn't for them and that they can't afford it, well, then they're probably never going to go in and check out these programs at all, right?
No, I think you have a great understanding of what the community needs. You should think about running for council one of these times.
It's something I've thought about in the past.
You're community-minded and person-centered, and that's what this really needs to be about. And I don't think I realized that we no longer have free swims. So
we don't have free skates either.
When we get on council, you pick your committees, and it becomes a little separate. So until we have these conversations, because I'm not on the Mayor Center committee, you realize things like that are missing.
Exactly.
So this is the one thing I'm going to take from tonight, and hopefully we can address. And if you got a business card, we'll connect again.
I don't have a business card, but you can find my content at Tri-County Accountability at YouTube on YouTube. That's where I post my stuff. I've been on there for about 2 years. I've got about 4,500 subscribers, 300,000 views over my content over the last couple of years. If you have a business card or any way of like a pamphlet or something that I could contact you, I'd be more than willing to send you an email, so you'd have my email with my contact information on it.
Grab one from the truck.
That would be great. That'd be really good, because I think we need to, as constituents and citizens of our town, even though I'm 31 years old, I'm not the oldest person, I'm not the youngest person, I think we need to interact and we need to have these conversations. And I like to I like to be transparent. I like to hold people accountable. That's what my YouTube channel is built around, is transparency and accountability. And I think having these conversations is really what breeds that transparency.
Yeah, so, it's perfect. And it's more than that, because me as a councillor, I was president of the Golf and Country Club and the Curling Club for the last 4 years or something, and been on that board for 10 years, and I play hockey at the Mariners Center and work out at Jones Gym and do all those things. Recreation is my thing.
Exactly.
And the points that you brought up tonight are not points that I was aware of. Mm-hmm. So, without these I've really truly appreciated the conversation.
No, thank you. Thank you for having
again.
time to speak with me. I really appreciate that.
Just a different subject. I'm running in the next provincial election. I'd love to have conversations around that when the time comes.
Absolutely.
So I'll get you my card and
email
and we can connect again.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, anytime. Like I'd love to have. I want to open up these communication, these dialogues. Like I've spoken with Wade. I've spoken with Barry. You know, there's a lot of individuals that I like to speak with. I know G. Brar quite well. I want to keep these lines of communication open because I am a member of the community. I grew up in Tuscot. I'm from Hubbard's Point. This place means a lot to me, right? And I want to be a part of the community. I want to be a valued member of the community. And we've lost so much of our press rights. Like we don't have independent media anymore. CJLS isn't here.
How you get the word out on anything
Exactly.
anymore.
So on this end of the province, I'm the only one doing this. So I want to.
And you're doing it well.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because if you ask some people, they'll tell you different.
Well, nothing about this said anything bad.
Well, I really appreciate your time.
And actually, do you mind if I just send you a text and then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we'll connect that way.
Can I just type my number in your phone so I don't say it on my video? I just don't edit.
Yeah.
Because if I edit, people are like, you took out the stuff where you're being mean.
Oh, great.
So I'll just put it in there, and then you can save that.
Yep.
And yeah, you can send me a text, and I'll get back to you when I'm done with all this. This is my work phone. It's not my personal phone, so I leave my personal phone at home when I kind of do this stuff. So yeah, I'll get your information. No,
pleasure.
Nice speaking with you as well.
Look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, we will for sure.
Great.
Take care. Well, it seems to be slowing down here. What's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you? Did you see Neil McKenzie here?
Who?
One of the council guys, Neil McKenzie.
No, I haven't.
That's weird.
I don't know exactly what all of them look like. So at the same time, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to talk to people and, you know what I mean? Have you seen my content before?
Yeah, I just watched your video from like 2 days ago.
Oh, when I went and talked to the man. Yeah. Thanks for watching, man. I appreciate it.
I guess they knew you were coming.
Yeah. But you know what's funny about that? I called the Chambers of Commerce a week ago, and I got pre-express permission. So they can put all those signs up they want, because I called ahead of time. Yeah, they weren't very happy about me filming on Sunday, which is like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, if you're a member of the public and, you know, like you're running for office, why wouldn't you want to be interviewed? And it's like every single person that I've spoken to tonight has been like, man, you've really good interviews. Like, this is really good to hear. Like, it's good to have you out here, right?
I don't mean the I don't know the word, but I was just talking with Pam and she was talking about you.
Oh, was she really?
She was.
What was she saying?
She was like, yeah, I don't know why you came up and video, like, started recording me. I don't know. I didn't give him no consent.
You don't need
and I was like, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know. I don't know the guy.
See, it's like I don't need consent to record in Canada. Like, I'm a member of the press, right? Like, and if you want to be a member of the press, you can whip your phone out right now, and as long as you're recording, you know what I mean? Like, those are your rights. These are everybody's rights. And she's like, it's so odd that a mayor who is an elected official doesn't know the law. You know, it's scary, is what it is. It's like, what else? What other infringements is this individual doing to our community, right? Like, it's an odd premise to me that it's like this individual is so certain that she knows the law, but is so obviously wrong about it. Like, it's like her arguing that the sky's green. It's like. No, it's like it.
Oh.
You know, it's like it. It's like it because it's something that isn't arguable, right? Like, it's like, sure, we could debate it, but somebody of higher jurisdiction than us has already ruled on this, and they've already came up with an opinion that supersedes anything we could ever argue about. You know what I mean? Like, the Supreme Court of Canada has already ruled on these things. So it's like, Pam Moog can't go and make a new rule that supersedes the charter rights. Like, She's just a cheese ball.
I was talking to her, she's like, because my partner,
Yeah.
kill him, she just graduated with mental health from NCC.
Okay.
And she told Pam move that. And she was like, yeah, every day I wake up with anxiety and depression and PTSD.
Pam said that to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said that the other day at her meeting, and it's like, okay. Like,
Because she was like,
okay.
I got PTSD from working in the RCM too. So I'm like, all right, she's an officer.
Dude, no, she's not. She's a secretary. She was a secretary, dude. She was a civilian fucking secretary. Like, what got PTSD from what? Paper cuts? Like a lot of shuffling of paper? Like, what do you mean? It doesn't make any sense. And then like she's like, oh, I have a background in leadership. It's like, how? You were a secretary, not the head secretary at that, just a secretary for 17, 18 years, and then you started your own business, motivational speaking. So like you're only self-proclaimed to be a leader. You don't actually have any leadership qualities. You just were a secretary and then started telling people how to live. And now you're a mayor. Like how the hell did you get here? Like whose pocket did you line? You know what I mean? It's really odd.
I'm a huge fan of her. I told her that I lived on the reservation here.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh yeah, I'm good friends with the chief there, Deborah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know anything that's going on at the res.
A little bit. I try and stay out of it because it's like I don't know much about that form of government.
It's okay. But Deborah's crazy fucking corrupt.
I've heard that she's like a little out there, but like I said, I'm not involved in that. Like I'm not native, so I don't really. It's not projected to me, right? Like I'd like to know about it. I was trying to speak with an individual on the reserve about it, but he was kind of weird. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to like make public comments and stuff because like people will like come out." And it's like, man, you're just a human being talking. You know what I mean? Like I'm just asking you to have a conversation with me because I really want to know about it. So maybe even you or something in the future could give me a little information on that. Yeah. Here, I'll put, just because I'm videotaping, open up your texts. I'll type my number in and just send me a text with your name, and then I'll send you a text with my name back. Just because I don't feel like doxing myself to my own audience, you know what I mean? They'll call me and tell me weird stuff.
Hey, do you get a lot of views on you and I completely forgot.
Yeah. So I've had my channel going for 2 years now. In the 2 years that I've had my channel going, I've got 300,000 views overall. I have just about 4,500 subscribers. I've been reshared by a couple channels down in the U.S. One of my videos that got reshared hit 1 million views. I've spoken with Justin Trudeau at the Congrès parade. Had interviews. Yeah. I was the one that yelling at him to buy houses, not bombs. So that video actually got 40-something thousand views. So my channel is not gigantic, but it's not.
It's enough to be not influential, but it's known.
Yeah, it's something, right? It's something, and it's disseminating information to the public, and it's making people aware of what's going on in our communities a little bit, because we lack local news, right? Like since it was, I think, Bill C-18 came into place that got rid of news media being on like Facebook and other social media platforms. That's why you don't see CJLS posting on Facebook or anything anymore, because that's been made illegal, right? So independent journalism is the only way to really get stuff out to the public now, like via social media and whatnot. And like at this event, we didn't have anybody. There was no media coverage for this. Eastlink was in that room interviewing them privately, right? I'm the only camera that videotaped this event, the only person that spoke to these individuals and asked them their platforms.
That's what we need, man.
That's what we need. We need to get the information out to the public so the public can be informed and vote, right? So,
what's your name again?
Dryden. Yeah, it's Dryden. It's a stupid name, man.
My name's Gessa.
Gessa?
Gessa.
That's cool, dude. I don't know. But we share the same thing. No keychains, no Coca-Cola bottles with their names on it. You ain't ever getting a fucking magnet with your name on it. Unless maybe you, if you go to like some sort of like native community or whatever, you know, they might. I don't know, but hard to say. But I like Gessa. Gessa's cool, and I'm sure everybody says they like my name too. And I'm just like,
It's pretty fucking cool.
It's just in the eye of the beholder. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Yeah. What time is it?
15 minutes so close.
Yeah. Well, I might actually get out of here. I'm actually dying of heat.
I know, right? I was about to say
dude,
that.
It was cold when I was walking here, because I'm a skinny guy. So I was like, I got no insulation on these bones, man. So I was walking here, I was like, man, I'm froze. And then I come in here, I'm boiling hot. So, but yeah, I might get out of here. Actually, now that but it was really nice meeting you, Gessa. And thanks for checking out the channel. And I'll send you a text, and we can have some conversations, and maybe we can get together and we can talk about some of the things that are going on. You can inform me a little bit, because like I assume you're a native individual. You live on the res. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
Context clues.
You know what I mean? I don't want to sound like
you got it right the first time.
You know what I'm saying?
Clear.
So I think it'd be really nice to get your perspectives and like just have some conversations and maybe just get some opinions, and you can teach me a little bit about some of your culture and the ways that the government and the band work, or something like that, from your perspective.
I'm an alright person to talk to, but the person you really want to talk to is my grandmother, Marilyn Francis. Like,
let's set it up.
Like, I'll have to give you her number or something, because she's like damn near a fucking celebrity. Like,
yeah.
Like, she's doing like workshops all pretty much all across the fucking country. She was just in fucking Paris like a couple months ago.
No way.
A couple years ago. Yeah, because she was with she was just talking with this actor George Aguilar.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, come to Paris. And she was like, oh yeah, fine.
Oh, okay.
So stayed in the mansion for
Man,
a while.
I wish someone would say that to me. Like, come on to Paris. I'd be like, what are we doing? Like, do I need to bend over because I'm already bending?
Because she even tried to run for chief.
Yeah, okay.
But, Chief Deborah somehow won.
Now, question. I've heard her name pronounced two different ways. Deborah and Deborah. Now, is it Deborah or is it Deborah?
I say Deborah. I'm sorry, but I've never heard
it. Yeah, I've heard people call her that, and I've always been like, man, can't you read? Like, that's clearly Deborah. Like, but that's funny. That's awesome.
Oh, so yeah, man, I'll
shoot. Yeah, I'll send you a text back there, and we'll get together. And me and your grandmother, you got to get us set up. Yeah, and us three will sit down and we'll have a nice conversation.
Put in a good word.
And yeah, man, I really appreciate it.
All right, I gotta go.
Take care. Me too. See you later. Have a good night, Mr. Salas. Take care.
Yep.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna get out of here now. There's only a couple minutes left. Most of the people have already left. I had a nice little conversation with Gessa. Apparently Pam was going on about me. So she clearly didn't want to speak with me, so I wasn't even gonna bother. But we had some nice conversations with individuals, and that will be that. So this one will be up probably by the morning. That's because it's a little bit longer. Once again, there isn't gonna be any editing. So I hope you guys like that. Some really great conversations. Wade, Barry, you know, the other individual, I can't remember his name offhand, the individual from the municipality. Really, really great conversations. So I'm really glad that we had that experience, even though we had a little bit of negativity at the start from Pam and her goons. But yeah, if you guys like this type of content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. So take it easy, guys.